Hi, this is Rana from Apperian. I'm going to give you a quick demo of Epicenter, our mobile social corporate directory that we built for mobile from the ground up. So let's jump right in. Here's my profile. You can see business card style information about myself. Here's my picture, so you know what I look like, my background, status update, what I'm up to right now, bio, expertise, education. You can also see these little LinkedIn buttons here, so you can pull in data from LinkedIn on demand. In addition to that, we also have this feature here when you look at reporting to, where I can pull in my boss's profile, which is Alan, who I've been working for since June. With Alan, there's 3 buttons to communicate with him, and then 3 buttons to kind of see how he fits in the organization. So we can see who his peers are, which is basically the rest of our senior management team. So it's a way of navigating the organization and being able to see what's going on. Another way to kind of demonstrate that is to go to our general photo roster. So if I look at Rob here, for example, we can see who Rob is. He's our director of engineering, lots of expertise, computer related, and has education. I can see who works for Rob, which is a couple of our engineers, and one feature that's interesting is the similar feature here, this button. So we use social networking analysis to figure out how people fit in the organization, and based on that we can suggest stand-ins. So if you're trying to get a hold of Rob, he's not available, you can press a similar button. It's going to suggest a bunch of people that you could contact, and it's going to, at least if they're not able to answer your question, they'll be able to point you to the right direction of somebody else who can help you, or they may know where Rob is. So the traversing the organization, trying to how people relate to each other is important. The other part is, if you want to do specific searches, for example, on expertise, we have this faceted search where I can go in and, for example, if I need somebody right now with Android skills, I type Android and you can see this expertise. We have 4 matches. Here are the pictures of the people. If I want to look at more details, I can see here's an engineer, here's an engineer. So that's Ricardo, that's cool. In addition, the other feature is here with Leon, who's the other engineer. We have this blue circle that tells us he's nearby. And so it's kind of who's in the same office as you are. So we use kind of like a micro GPS type feature for that. So that's actually pretty cool. So it allows you to find people, and not only people with specific skills based on specific facets, but also are they nearby or are they somewhere else. So that's kind of finding people quickly. The other part is connecting with people. So how do you connect with people? Well, you know who they are. You learn about their background. So for example, Brian, apparently he did a demo to our patent lawyers recently. You can see who he is and what his background is. He's our CFO. So one part is what do people look like? What's their background? The other part is then how do you interact with them? And so we have this messaging capability here using the capabilities of the device. So you can send him a quick text message, you can send him an email, and you can also FaceTime him if you want a video chat. And so we basically use Brian's communication preferences on how he wants to be contacted by us. So if he wants FaceTime usually on his iPhone, then it will go to his iPhone. If he wants to get his text messages on his iPad, it will go to his iPad. So we're taking preferences into account here. The other part is you can see from connecting with people, it's like what they're up to, what's their activity. You can see that he showed Epicenter patent lawyers. You could see on my profile that I'm doing this demo right now. And so we kind of aggregate this information in a feed, which is like Twitter or Facebook updates, kind of in the water cooler of like what's going on in the corporation overall, to kind of keep in touch. Seems obvious for us, who work with the same people, but if you're remote, this is really important. It makes you feel connected. And then the other part is, so now I understand who people are, what they're up to, but how do I collaborate with them? And part of it is understanding who they are, and the other part is assigning them to groups around problems that make sense to me, and then collaborating in the real world, in real life teams. So you can see here I have 3 groups defined right now, and here's the MITX group with a couple of members, and I can easily add people to the group like Sean and Jamie. Similarly, I can go in and remove people very quickly. Jamie isn't really part of this. and maybe Sim, you know, from last year, and maybe you guys know Alan too. And so what can I do with groups right now? So I can go and send them a text message, which is the iMessage if it's an iOS device. On the other side, if it's a BlackBerry, it shows up as a text message, and I can also go and email people. So that way I can, you know, put groups together, coordinate our problems, and you know, add more functionality to that in the very, very near future. So that's Epicenter. So it helps you when you're remote to, you know, find people, connect with people, and then coordinate activities. Thank you very much for your time.